We will be doing a brief overview of some of the policies found in the Alpine Employee Handbook that may be the most relevant to you. You will, however, be expected to understand and abide by all the policies found herein. Please take the time to familiarize yourself with the Employee Handbook. The most up-to-date version of the handbook can always be found in the Know How app. Alpine Cleaning and Restoration pledges to provide value to our customers, to insurance companies, and to our community by continued adherence to our values, which are genuinely caring for our customers and their homes, training and certifying our staff to complete jobs promptly and efficiently, showing commitment and generosity to our community. Alpine Cleaning has an open door policy, meaning if an employee wishes to speak with any member of management about a concern, they may do so. Employees are encouraged to first address concerns with their direct supervisor or human resources before going to other levels of management. Employees are also encouraged to submit suggestions or feedback through appropriate channels. Your work hours will be determined by your supervisor. All hourly and piece rate employees are required to clock in and out using our timekeeping app or paper time cards, and will be responsible for clocking in and out accurately using the correct job numbers. Time cards are verified daily. Inaccuracy on time cards, consistent errors, or deliberately reporting false information may result in disciplinary action. Falsifying time cards, time theft, or time card fraud will not be tolerated and may be immediate grounds for dismissal. All hourly paid employees are required to take a 30-minute unpaid meal or rest break for shifts 5 hours or longer. Employees who do not take a 30-minute break must receive prior permission from their supervisor. For technicians, handymen, and project managers, the schedule of current job assignments is posted on the Outlook calendar. Job details will be included for each scheduled job, and employees will be assigned and receive a calendar invite to that job by 5:30 p.m. the day before. If changes are made after 5:30 p.m., the project manager or coordinator will notify the affected employees at least 30 minutes before they are expected to arrive for their shift. Not being on the schedule does not necessarily mean you are not scheduled to work. It just means that you haven't been assigned a job site yet, due to any number of reasons. Technicians who are not on the schedule should remain available to work until 9 a.m., unless otherwise approved to take the day off. Because we prioritize emergency work, job assignments can change with little notice based on the needs of personnel, equipment, vehicles, and other factors. Alpine is a 24-hour emergency service company that receives work at all hours of the day and night. Several positions are required to be on call for emergencies, including technicians, handymen, project managers, general managers, team leads, and members of the executive team. Employees are divided into teams which rotate the on-call responsibility. Because Alpine advertises a 60-minute emergency response time, on-call employees should make every effort to be at the job site within 1 hour of notification of assignment. The rotation schedule is emailed to all employees weekly. It is the employee's responsibility to know when they are on call and be ready to accept an assignment after hours and on weekends. The on-call period starts at 8 a.m. and ends at 7:59 a.m. the following day for each day of the on-call period. Employees on call must keep their phones with them and be available to answer calls after hours. On-call employees must be able to be in the shop within 30 minutes of notification and on their way to the job site within 45 minutes. If an employee on call needs time off, they must find another employee to cover for them and complete the on-call coverage form, turn it into the on-call manager, and notify others on call prior to taking the time off. The person covering for them must not already be on call. Absenteeism and tardiness burden coworkers, disrupt business operations, and reduce the quality of service. Good attendance, punctuality, and dependability are required of all employees. Absenteeism and tardiness may result in disciplinary action up to and including termination of employment. If you are sick or injured and cannot report to work, Alpine needs your cooperation to properly cover your job. You are expected to call your manager no less than 60 minutes before the beginning of your scheduled shift to notify that you will be absent and when you will be returning to work. If you do not know your return date, you must call your manager each day no less than 60 minutes before your scheduled shift. If you are going to be late, notify your supervisor immediately. Hourly employees are responsible for monitoring their hours through the timekeeping system. Failure to clock in or out on time requires people from both management and administration to correct missed punches. Failure to clock in or out on time is considered tardiness, even if you were physically on time. If you forget to clock in at the beginning of your shift or job, just clock in at what time it is now and add in the notes what time that punch should have been. Your manager will verify the time and correct it. All employees must maintain professional appearance and hygiene. For technicians, handymen, and project managers, the Alpine uniform includes Alpine branded clothing, khaki pants or jeans, steel-toed work shoes or work boots. For general managers, management, business development, and other staff, the dress code is business casual with Alpine branded clothing. For regular full-time, part-time, and variable hour employees, each month has 2 pay periods. Work performed during the 1st and the 15th is paid on the 25th of the same month. Work performed during the 16th to the end of the month is paid on the 10th of the following month. The pay dates are the 10th and the 25th of every month. If the pay date falls on a holiday or weekend, then employees will be paid on the workday before. For temporary employees and independent contractors, pay dates vary depending on employment contracts, service agreements, governing bodies, and applicable laws. Alpine is committed to a work environment in which all individuals are treated with respect and dignity, and where everyone has the right to work in an atmosphere that promotes equal employment opportunities and prohibits discriminatory practices, including harassment. Discrimination or harassment on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity or expression, age, disability, marital status, citizenship, genetic information, or any other characteristic that's protected by law is prohibited. It is the policy of Alpine to promptly and thoroughly investigate reports of harassment or discrimination and prohibits retaliation against any individual who files a report. Sexual harassment is defined as unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, and any other unwanted or unwelcome verbal or physical conduct of a sexual nature that interferes with an individual's work performance or creates an intimidating, hostile, or offensive working environment. Sexual harassment in any form is prohibited. Individuals who believe they or others have been the victim of harassment should discuss their concerns with their immediate supervisor, manager, or human resources and follow the complaint procedure as detailed in the employee handbook. Smoking, vaping, or chewing tobacco is not permitted within 25 feet of job sites or within company vehicles and property. Employees who wish to smoke must clock out for smoke breaks and may take one 10-minute unpaid break before noon and one after noon. Any employee arriving to work intoxicated will not be permitted to work. The consumption of alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs while operating a company vehicle or equipment is not permitted and will result in disciplinary action up to and including termination of employment. Employees may not possess, buy, sell, manufacture, or distribute any illegal drug or paraphernalia while working, operating a company vehicle or equipment on or near job sites or on company premises. Alpine requires that all employees pass pre-employment and random drug tests. Alpine may require an employee to take a drug test or alcohol breathalyzer test if there is any reasonable suspicion that an employee is under the influence of drugs or alcohol or is impaired while at work. Company meetings will be scheduled regularly and as needed. Dates and times for meetings will be communicated through email, calendar invites, and text messaging. Employees must attend meetings and may be required to sign attendance logs. Alpine believes that training employees is critical to its success and for ensuring a safe work environment. Alpine also provides resources to employees for further training. One of these resources is the app Know-How, which includes job-specific training, safety training, company policies and protocols, SDS sheets for chemicals, and other important documents. Employees are not permitted to use a customer's TV or sound system, but personal music devices with headphones are approved for use while working. Volume level must be low enough to hear instructions and alerts to hazardous situations, and use of only one earbud is recommended. Alpine is not responsible for broken or lost devices or headphones. Regular full-time non-exempt employees are eligible for the following 7 paid holidays: New Year's Day, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Pioneer Day, Labor Day, Thanksgiving Day, and Christmas Day. Holiday pay is 8 straight hours of pay for the day. If you are required to work on the holiday, your hours are in addition to the 8 hours that are paid for the holiday. Employees are eligible for paid vacation based on their employee classification and length of their employment as listed in the handbook. Vacation balances are a use it or lose it benefit, meaning balances do not carry over from year to year. Your balance will reset on your anniversary hire date. Unused vacation hours are not paid out to employees at any time. Employees requesting time off for any reason must fill out a time off request form, indicate the reason for absence, and turn it into their supervisor or manager with as much notice as is reasonably possible. Time off requests are granted on a first-come, first-served basis. We'll try to accommodate you when possible, but time off requests turned in with little notice may be denied based on staffing levels. Individuals in certain positions are eligible to receive commissions. Technicians may receive commissions for responding to on-call emergency work that comes in after 5:30 p.m. on business days. If a large emergency flood comes in before 5:30 p.m., but the technicians are still on the job site after 7 p.m. on business days, they are eligible for a commission as well. Employees who respond to emergency jobs on weekends are also eligible for a commission. Employees who respond to emergency work on one of the 7 holidays listed in the handbook when the office is closed are eligible for a higher commission rate. Commission slips must be filled out and turned in to the project manager with complete job notes. Commissions are paid on the payroll schedule associated with when the work was performed. There are other employees that also are eligible to receive commissions, and those commission earning opportunities are based on the profitability of their jobs and department. For large loss after-hours emergencies that require more than 2 technicians, commission amounts may vary at the manager's discretion. This concludes the brief overview of the Employee Handbook. Remember, you will be expected to understand and abide by all the policies within the Employee Handbook, so please take the time to familiarize yourself with it. You can always find the most up-to-date version of the handbook and policies within the Know How app.